Hello and good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, and I am super excited to be here with you for the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat Conversation Series. God has blessed us to be right around the corner to yet another wonderful day. Today is Friday, and we want to make sure that we say Happy Juneteenth to everyone, all of our viewers out there. Happy Juneteenth. This is a special weekend, and we thank God that even it's a national holiday now. So I knew about Juneteenth growing up because my mother actually was born in Texas and raised in Texas. And so she told us the story. So we were very fortunate to know exactly what was going on during Juneteenth and how they did not know for 2 years that slavery was over. And then they would celebrate every year around this holiday time. And so in addition to Independence Day, happy Juneteenth Day, because this is the celebration of our freedom. We all have freedom. Today, I hope you are celebrating your freedom in Christ. I hope you are celebrating that you are a child of God. I hope that you are celebrating that life is so much better when you be still, be quiet, and be open to hear the Spirit of God. There's nothing better. And that's what we are here at the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat are here to do, to help you live a better and more profound spiritual life by building your spiritual foundation with wisdom, with godly wisdom, offering prayer and meditation every day, 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., leading you and guiding you to morning mindfulness. I always say the best thing that you can do, and my pastor says it too, is if you meet God in the morning, you can meet anybody else the rest of the day. It's truly changed me since we've been doing it during the pandemic. I have more calm, I would say, that Diamante would say that. As of late, I've really done a mind shift. Not too long ago, you guys saw Monique Spence, Coach Mo Spence, interview with me, and I just started sessions with her. So God is just doing miraculous things in my life, and we want to share those things with you. Today, we're excited about sharing a very special guest with you, none other than one of my sisters, my sorors, also my neighbor, but just a sister from another mother, as they say, Yolanda Sayre. She is such a beautiful spirit. I was blessed when I moved into my house to be able to move in right next door. She moved in right next door to me. So that was such a blessing. And I have, I was getting ready to say Dr. Sayre. I have Yolanda Sayre here. It's really Judge Sayre. I'm speaking some things into existence because that's what you're going to learn about her today. You're going to learn what she learned and experienced at the I Am That Woman retreat in 2018. Because she came, she attended. And so as you guys know, all this month, we are interviewing and having conversations with women and or speakers who attended in 2018 and 2019. And soon we will be promoting and interviewing our new speakers, lining them up for this year, October 26th through the 30th. You do not want to miss it. I promise you, it is a life-changing experience. And so with that, and without further ado, I'm introducing none other than my sister, my friend, my neighbor, the Yolanda Sayre. What's up, sis?
Hello. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you, Twyler.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad we were finally able to make this happen. Both of us having some busy schedules. So I said a little bit about who you are, but Yolanda, tell our audience exactly who you are.
I will. My name is Yolanda Harris Sayre, and I'm running for judge countywide in the Ingram vacancy. Yes, I'm trying to replace retired Judge Cheryl Dolores Ingram, who is a Delta like us. And so I'm running countywide, go big or go home. It's a lot. This is a huge county, 954 square miles. I think I've seen every one of them, 5.4 million people. Yeah. Hopefully a lot of them will come out to vote. And so it's been a trip, but I have to say that one of the things that put me on this path was my visit on and my trip on that retreat, on the I Am That Woman retreat. So I'm here to talk about that as well. And so
Absolutely.
we
Every
can
time you
talk
say
about,
that and tell me that, I just get goosebumps and the hair just raises up because that's the intention. And anytime that you're on a divine purpose, as you know, with running for judge and what this divine mission has been for you, we never know, what exactly God is doing. But He put the I Am That Woman retreat in me when I was 43 and had a private dinner with 43 women who had inspired and influenced and were important in my life. And Mrs. Jackson was the one who told me about the power of women when we get in the room, what happens when we talk to each other. And she inspired me not to let that go. And that's exactly how the retreat was born. So you have everything that it takes to be one of our next judges, because you also have a very profound background working in our city, working in one of the toughest departments that you can work in. Tell us a little bit about that and your credentials to take this
oh,
position.
absolutely, absolutely. I was inspired to a career in community safety and public service, public safety. Many years ago, I worked for an organization called the Chicago Alliance for Neighborhood Safety. And 26 years later, I keep saying I'm just as committed to keeping our community safe. I learned and I've taught for many years how important it is to preserve our constitutional rights while we do that. And so I don't think that they're mutually exclusive. We can have safe neighborhoods and still, still respect people's constitutional rights. And so for many years, I taught and I preached that at the Chicago Police Department. And I did it for so long that when the consent decree was enacted and they needed someone to write it down, the new constitutional policing Fourth Amendment curriculum, I was pretty much the only one who could do it. And so I wrote the new constitutional policing Fourth Amendment curriculum for the entire city of Chicago. I'm very proud of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And that, if
Yeah.
nothing else, that qualifies you right there as why every voter out there should be voting for Yolanda Sayre for judge right now. There's early voting right now in Chicago. And then we know that the big date is June 27th, right?
June 28th is the election, but early voting is from June 13th to June 27th. And I've also been an administrative law judge for 10 years. And I've done some litigation earlier in my career. And so there's a lot of my background and my practice area was broad. And so together, yes, absolutely. I feel like I'm prepared for this next step in my life.
I know you're prepared.
God is qualifying me every day.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. You're more prepared than any other candidate that I know, because I know this is a divine mission. It's not just something that you wanted to do, but God definitely led you to do this. It started with when you were at the retreat. And tell us a little bit about that and that experience.
Well, I had earlier than that, some of my coworkers heard me presiding over hearings, and I worked with retired judges and people that have been in the business a long time. And I had a lot of self-represented litigants, people with no attorney. And I developed a reputation for treating the people that had no attorney fairly and giving them the opportunity to be heard, while not jeopardizing the high-powered attorney across from them and their rights. And so a lot of my coworkers started encouraging me, you should be a judge, you should be a judge. And I was like, no, nah, they say you run from your calling. And that's what I did. And I got, after that, 21 signs from God that I should do this. And it started with the retreat, because what it did was it just kind of culminated and having those women pour into me at the retreat and listening to people's stories and people's huge successes after huge failures, and some of the guests that we had that were amazing. I mean, it gives me chills to think about it. I will never forget Susan Taylor, the CEO of Essence magazine, who literally has put on thousands and thousands of women's retreats over her entire career. And she told us that during the dinner. And she said that out of all of the many thousands of retreats she had ever put on, this one was the best one. And she didn't run out of there when she was done. She stayed the entire trip with us, pouring into us. We would be in the pool talking, and, it was just an amazing experience, and learning from all of these women and their stories, the good, the bad, the ugly, really helped crystallize some things in my spirit and helped me really make that decision. And I came back with just a newfound lease on what I wanted to do with my life, and the fact that I was being called to do this. So it solidified everything. It didn't start it exactly, but it really, really kind of crystallized it in my mind. And it convinced me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, regardless of the outcome. It's like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
That's
All in
definitely a
divine
part,
order.
all in divine order. That's definitely a part of what the mission of the I Am That Woman retreat is all about. It's about helping you get to your next. I say all the time that we have given out most of our lives to others, serving our communities, our jobs, our family, our children. And God puts purpose in all of us. And so sometimes it's hard for us to let go of that comfortability of what we know, to step into what may be something that's uncomfortable to what he's pushing us to do. And so he'll send you signs, he'll send you people, he'll send you messages. But I think, like you said, the culmination of what happened at the retreat and the experience is what allowed you to have that faith to say, you know what, I can do this. Because oftentimes we're not in situations where we are affirmed. And that's one of the things that I love about the retreat the most, is how these women come and affirm us by speaking into our spirits and speaking into our minds and our hearts, and just strengthening our spiritual foundation of believing that we can. And so thank you for sharing Susan Taylor's story, because she did say that. We didn't pay her to say that.
We're all like, she said it.
As I was tearing up and sitting at my table, and, very profound statement. I mean, no other woman on this earth could, knowing what the essence, pun intended, of who she is, and then, being the former CEO and of Essence magazine, and what that magazine means to African-American women. It was a profound statement. And so, so I appreciate that. So when you came home after meeting the women, it's a community. It is a sisterhood. Did you stay in touch, or did you, how were you inspired by even what you learned from the retreat after returning?
Well, yeah, we did stay in touch with some of them, and then, things got, I started to run last cycle, and I went through what we call slating, which is a process where we're trying to get the endorsement of the Democratic Party. And I was slated as an alternate. And what that meant was that I didn't get a seat, but I was going to be endorsed for the next seat in my number that was available. And there were, for the first time ever, no late vacancies. So I didn't get a vacancy, but I prayed on it. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to help the party. I'm not going to run. And if this is meant for me, it'll happen at some point. And so that's exactly what I did. And so I waited and I helped everyone else. And then this cycle, I went through slating and I did get a seat. And so, in terms of that sense of community and that sense of wanting to help other people, wanting to lift them up, some of that was affirmed at the retreat. We really poured into each other. And, what I found and what I really enjoyed about the guest speakers and a lot of the attendees as well, is that everyone was honest. There was no facade. Nobody was trying to, do the I'm all that. And people talked about their failures. People talked about their imperfections. People talked about, the things that they never talked about and felt comfortable enough to discuss among really a group of women who started as strangers. So, that aspect of it was very powerful, learning how women hit rock bottom and then rose. So much of our success is not about how high we get. It's about how we lift ourselves back up from our inevitable problems and failures,
Yeah.
because no one is perfect. And it was so comfortable. And these were women that were millionaires. Like these weren't just, we had every age group from 30 to 80,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like it was a set group of women. And I'm just talking about my experience. And this was my perception of it. It wasn't just a set group of high-powered women. It was women from all walks of life. It was women who were starting their career, women who their career ended years ago. They were retiring, starting second careers. And it was just amazing. It was really, really amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's going to be just as amazing this year. We were just talking about it before we started our interview, prayerfully, that you will be able to come and you will be able to attend this year, because what we're doing this year, Yolanda, is we're doing a deep dive into who we are as African American women. Mm-hmm. And so so much of who we are was lost from those shores to these shores. Mm-hmm. And so we have some professionals who have even researched our DNA and the things that we've gone through. And it's just going to be so powerful and so moving that I pray that you can make it. And
absolutely,
all of our attendees from 2018 and 2019. My mother is already signed back up. You say that's my mom.
Does she want to be my roommate again?
Oh, I'm sure she would love it. She would absolutely love it.
I had the best time with your mother. And let me tell you, she poured into me. Like, I learned some enormous lessons from her that I'm grateful, that I will cherish forever. So
she is that kind of woman. She is that woman. She's that woman who has loved and nourished, not only her 11 children and umpteen grandchildren and great grandchildren now, but she is also certainly being that woman that's lifted up the community, and her husband, my father, when he was living, and all of us, and anybody that she meets, she gonna tell you about her son, Jesus Christ. She gonna tell you about the Lord, and she's gonna tell you about also her successes and her failures. And she's a praying woman, which I appreciate, because that's why I get up every morning and lead prayer and meditation, because without that and without my parents doing that, I would not be who I am today. I am so happy that the retreat inspired you. I'm so happy that you were lifted up and encouraged from the experience. And now you have come back. One of the things that you said that I think you can speak to too is, when we are on a divine mission, our time is not always our time. It's always God's time. And I'll never forget when you called me and I was on my way home, and you talked about not being slated this time. You said, but that's okay. You was like, I'm good with it, because I know this is God's time. And so when it's supposed to happen and it's for me, it's for me. What did that experience, taking, even still encouraging others, still supporting the campaign, but when we have to step back sometimes from what we know is our divine purpose, what was that like for you?
It was a little nerve-wracking at first. And I thought, what was the point of me going through this? And now, of course, I see the lessons. Sometimes when we're being taught a lesson, right, when God is teaching us, we don't always see it clearly at the time. And so I feel like now I understand why it didn't happen. Now I'm grateful that it didn't happen. And I was a little disappointed last time to not get slated, but the people that got slated were amazing, qualified, wonderful people. And I just thought, I'm not trying to take what's theirs. You know what I mean? I can wait for what's mine, because when mine comes, nobody can take it.
That's right.
And I just, I feel that strongly. So, it was disappointing at first, and I just had to stop and pray on it. And, people encouraged me to run anyway, run against the party, run anyway. And I just thought, that's not what I'm being led to do.
Yeah.
And so, and now this time people were like, well, why do you need the party's support? Well, I don't need it. I want it, and I earned it. And, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And I did. So, that's to me is how God works. And I believe in divine order. Like if I'm famous for one thing, my whole life, anybody who knows me knows, it's saying and believing all in divine order. And I believe that about the outcome of this election. If this is mine, nobody can take it,
Nobody.
you know?
And we're claiming it to be
And if it isn't, I'm okay with that too, you know?
We're claiming it to be yours. I believe it's yours. I get so excited every time I see my yard sign, or every time I'm driving and I see a yard sign. I'm like, I know her.
Everybody's so sick of yard signs. My ads start this week too.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, certainly we are so proud of you, and we are so happy that God has inspired you. We're definitely happy that the I Am That Woman retreat was even a part, even if it was a smidgen of a part of your story, of your success, of your next, because that is what the retreat is all about. It's helping women to get to unfolding, uncovering. And you know, this year our focus is reconnecting, refocusing, and renewing. And we need to reconnect after coming through this pandemic for the past 2 years. We need to refocus, making sure that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, and not, you know, just living, not just existing, but living, and certainly renewing. So like you said, at the pool, not only in the ballroom, but at the pool, at the beach, shopping excursion. I'm so excited. This Friday, this time we'll be doing a private boat cruise. And so I am just super excited about our speaker lineup. I'm going to be announcing that soon. I cannot wait. I secured some of them today. So you guys stay on our social media. I'm telling you, it's getting ready to be hot and popping. So right now through the end of the month, you can get in on our discounted early bird special for only $300. Yolanda's, and anybody who attended in 2018 and 2019, only $875 for registration. That's the lowest ever. Back then it was $975 and nothing. Inflation, gas, food, everything has gone up. So we decided that we were going to decrease for those ladies who have come before. And if you haven't come before, it's only $1,100. And trust you me, it's priceless. What you're going to get, $1,100 is nothing for what you're going to get. So from the welcome reception on Wednesday to all of the sessions on Thursday, you can start with exercise with Valerie Tyler, prayer with me, meditation with our meditation guru, and then we're going into some powerful sessions talking about who we are as African American women, and it's going to be amazing. Go ahead, Yolanda.
Let me say something. A lot of retreats you go to, the whole time you're in sessions, right? So you're on vacation, you're on this amazing island, you've got all of these excursions and things to do, and you're literally stuck in sessions the whole day, the whole time. Yeah. This is totally different. I mean, it is amazing. Sessions in the morning, a fabulous lunch buffet, and then the whole rest of the day is your own.
That's right.
That's a vacation. Like, you know, you get spa treatments, and, you know, and then you get a lot of free time. You can, you know, do your shopping, do your excursions. So don't think that you're going to be like stuck in a session the entire time, because you know, not only are you going to love the sessions, you're going to want to be in them, but you also are going to have enough time to do and create your own vacation, your own retreat. And that's some of the best part. I mean, some of the best times that we had were in the pool with the cocktail, and, you know, sitting around, all of us talking about our issues and, you know, our dreams and our aspirations and how we could do it and how we would support each other. And it was just amazing. Like, I recommend this to everyone. And there, you know, I'm not getting anything out of this. I mean, you know, it literally, other than more camaraderie, but I have like members of my family are going to come, and it's just amazing. It is just an amazing opportunity and an amazing retreat. And the price is, you know, between the registration fee and the room and the flight is really inexpensive when you think about retreats that are like, you know, $6,000 to $8,000. And this is like next to nothing.
Next to nothing. World-renowned speakers, fabulous resort, everything that you could possibly want and ask for. So stay tuned, but you can check out our website, IamThatWomanRetreat.com. We have a golf outing coming up August the 14th. So hopefully you'll be out there either learning to golf. You can play 9 holes or you can play 18 holes. So whether you are a very avid golfer or you just want to kind of get out and play, or if you've never played before and you want to learn how, hey, we're offering all of that. We are the I Am That Woman all-inclusive experience. So Yolanda, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. I know you've had a long day, so I definitely appreciate you taking the time. We'll keep you in prayer. We'll keep you lifted up because we know running is one thing, but once you become a judge, it's a whole nother thing. And so it doesn't end there. So we'll keep you lifted up in prayer. We know that God's got you and we know that you'll do well. Any closing remarks of what you want to say? And to those out there who have not voted, encourage them to vote.
Absolutely. I want to say, if you want fair, vote Yolanda Harris Sayre. And my punch number is 174. You know, that's all I can say is that it's so incredibly important to vote for judges. All of you will be getting a slate card from the Democratic Party. 3 of them you'll be getting in your homes. And we've got an incredible slate of judges that are endorsed by the Democratic Party, who were vetted and interviewed hundreds and hundreds of times over the past year. I mean, you know, these people weren't just picked for political purposes. We had to be vetted and interviewed and everything else, panels, and, you know, it was just a really, really grueling experience, but 10 of us were endorsed for these vacancies. And I support everyone on that Democratic slate. And so look for it in the mail. And thank you for your support.
Absolutely. All right. What's that punch number again?
174.
174. You guys got it. You heard it here first. Make sure you vote for Yolanda Harris Sayre. She is the best. I'm telling you, we need her. We need her on the bench. So let's do that. All right. I appreciate you, my sister. Have a very blessed Juneteenth weekend.
Yes, yes. And by the way, I went to law school at the University of Texas, Austin. And I've been celebrating Juneteenth for many, many, many years. So I understand what you're saying. I lived in Texas for many years. So
yeah. Thank God my mom
the rest of the country now hip Juneteenth. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Take care. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, we are so appreciative of Yolanda taking the time to meet with us and talk about her road to becoming a judge. We know that it's going to work out. It's in God's favor. It's in God's timing. So don't forget a few reminders. Join us from Monday through Friday, 5:30 a.m. To 6:30. Make sure that you join us for prayer and meditation. Start your day with us. It's just a conference call line. You don't have to get up, get ready, put any makeup on or anything like that. Just call in 605-313-5104. It's on all of my social media, on all of the retreat social media. A few reminders. Don't forget our golf outing is coming up August the 14th. We changed the date to give a little bit more time and planning. So August the 14th, it's a Sunday. And so tee times are at 9 o'clock, but we'll also have a golf pro for anyone who wants to learn the etiquette of golf, or for those avid golfers, come on out and play 18 holes. And for those who are like, you know what, I don't want to do 18, come on out and play 9 holes. We got it all. But I'm here to close out to say October 26th through the 30th, you do not want to miss the I Am That Woman retreat. It's going to be at the Hilton Marco Island. Go, 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 go to www.IamThatWomanRetreat.com and make sure that you register now before the end of the month. It's only $300 deposit, and then you can make monthly installments. All right, that's my show for the day. I pray that you have a very happy and safe Juneteenth in Jesus' name.